cocoa is the most goated thing I've ever tasted. I keep it 99 and then I round it the fuck up.
Because there's crazy bitches out there.
It was dope as fuck. Getting blazed all day long, just getting blazed. High as Jesus on the space shuttle.
You want some fucking violence here? Amen.
When you see a butler, you're like, holy shit, dude. That's a fucking butler.
A simple civilian, hungry for turtle justice.
Am I in a fucking K-hole right now? What is going on?
Gracias, mi amigo, mi compadre. Mucho gusto.
Warping in. Slowly warping in. Warping engaged. Warp factors exchanged. Oh, he's getting dicey. There it is.
There we go.
How's it going?
Fix my...
Welcome. Intrepid
welcome.
traveler in the spectrum of life.
Yeah.
Hello there, travelers.
Welcome to the land of many colors. Traveler.
Singular. There's just one of them. For your pleasure tonight, traveler, we have many different concepts and ideas, but dude, I ran across Ashton Forbes on the Hodge Twins podcast, and they apparently it goes like this. Somebody was saying something on Twitter, and the Hodge Twins said, I don't think that's right. I think Ashton Forbes has it better, and they got this attention of someone. I forget it was it Roken? Can't remember. It was somebody, and they wanted him on the podcast. They understood nothing of what he said. He did not make it easy on them. The gentleman, the man, if you go watch his live streams, it's hilarious because he gets drunk and a little high, he starts talking railing about physics and is yelling at the chat. It's a little funny.
I haven't gotten to watch any of his. I've watched some of his shorter videos
Yeah?
I did to see some of the footage again that he had and whatnot. But
He's got a real easy way of just throwing up resources and discussing them. It's a real kind of which is a really neat, it's an exciting science class because you're learning about something amazing. It's like learning how to make an explosive or something. You're like, oh, I mean, not a bad one, just a little firework or something, It's but you're still, something's gonna blow up, something's gonna happen, It's like at the end of this thing, we're gonna figure out how to teleport matter.
Real nice. Yeah.
We should show people.
Yeah. Warp drive technology exists.
Yeah. This is
Look,
the.
Remember that flight that just disappeared over Malaysia the year I graduated from high school?
This is a drone. It just went through. The drone is in the contrail of that thing. It was just in the contrail. It almost hit it, more or less. And then these little orbs start approaching. And there's one of them at first, and then there's two.
3.
And then there's 3, and then they have these little
trails of the orb.
Yeah.
So cool.
It's a circular. They're going through a circular tunnel of loop. And they're phase locking it. He has this other example of phase locking where you don't have to do it forever, and then watch, it's gonna go there.
It goes behind this cloud, and then it
goes behind this cloud.
The next cloud.
And these little orbs, they're spinning around it, and then they bang it out of existence in a big whop at the end there.
Yeah.
they just it's wait, what? The person who's operating the camera is looking for it, wait,
Yeah.
what?
Well, that's not even a camera. That's a database from satellite imagery. He's moving it.
Yeah.
He's navigating that satellite imagery interface in real time, watching the footage and going, where'd it go?
Yeah. Yeah. It's when you okay, so there it is. You can see the contrail. This thing is in this drone,
Well, it's
this
not a
Reaper
contrail
drone.
because he's below. That's the smoke from the exhaust
jet.
of the cabin.
Yeah.
Not the jet exhaust. That's from the fire, the battery fire inside.
The battery fire, yeah.
The lithium battery fire.
These things lock on. They create this little tunnel that when it's dark like that, it means it's cold, and it's in front of them. So they're like little floating magnetically congealed cold plasma energy sources that are using like refracting mirrors, like special refracting mirrors to like harmonize the signals
Gravity
they're sending
in front of them. They make a little gravity well in front of them, and then they fall into it, pretty much.
And that's how they. And then boom, it just goes whop.
Wow.
Ashton is so much better at like rewinding and like pausing all this shit. It's hard to do that shit.
Yeah, that whop at that end, if you could if you figure out how to pause it on that, that's wild because that's just a cold void on this infrared camera, and it just sucks all the energy out of that space, and you just
it's to go when he goes over the when he goes over
there, it goes completely
no heat at all.
black.
And that's because it's infrared. But when you get it in the full spectrum, the flash is actually photons. So, I mean, when I saw this, I couldn't even believe my eyes. I couldn't believe that these things were doing this to this thing.
When did this how
2023 is when this got released. The actual footage of it got released. It happened in 2014. So they were doing this in 2014. And when you listen to Ashton's channel where he has a live he has on Mondays.
Oh, that's the other thing. This guy has like learned all this physics stuff and tracked all this
in
stuff
1 year.
In like a little over a year.
He gets really drunk on his channel, or he gets a little high and he starts getting like grandiose. It's really fun. He's talking about how he's gonna be like one of the best scientists in the whole world. He's like, it's fucking hilarious. It's I love it though. It's there it is. Got it. Fucking got it.
Go back.
There is there's the flash. There's the photon flash.
It's right on. It's right afterwards.
It's right. Okay, but I caught the flash.
Oh, they caught the flash.
And I also caught the negative. Not the negative space, but the cold fusion space here. This right here is the infrared, and that's the darkness means it's cold. And up on the top one, you can see the flash, the actual photon emission.
I think it's different. It's not
Casimir and Coulomb
on the stream.
Wait, what?
Look at this. Check the stream. I think your pause point is different for some reason.
Okay, I'm going live.
Really close.
The negative space, but the cold fusion space. You're right. You're fucking right. It's not good at that. All right. You know what? I'm going to override all matter, and I'm going to go straight to the source.
I had
straight
it pulled up
to the hardcore
earlier.
Video source. I want this full spectrum. I want it. I got it. Okay, now I need to make it happen all around me. Okay, how do I do that? By magic. That's how I go. I go like this. I go, wah! There it is. And I make myself humble there as I'm watching what's happening. Okay, and maybe this is backwards. It's forwards. And then I get maximization. Maximize. Oh, very tight, very large. Okay. Okay, here we go. All right. Die the slow death. Okay. We got good control. Good control. All right. We got a crazy air. Dude, when I first saw this, though, I was like, it's like something straight out of sci-fi. It's so fucking crazy. It's like it's floating balls. They're in synchronicity. They're holding some kind of pattern, and then they make the fucking thing jump time space.
Right, and
you're like, wait, what?
I've seen these videos of orbs before, and you know,
never seen them under control, like CIA control before.
Right, yeah. Human formation or something, you know, but this is like
fucking crazy.
We're gonna draw a circle in 3D space around here with energy and then pulse it.
Yeah, like send it back in time. Yeah, there, I got it. Okay, I got it. Okay, so you can see the photon flash there, and I got this thing mirrored. I got it inverted, but all good in the hood. And then you've got the I can undo this to make it real. Doesn't matter. Anyway, the what's crazy is he's talking about the Coulomb and the Coulomb force and the Casimir effect, which are like these. They think they're quantum things that are happening at the macroscopic level, and so that's what this whole thing is based on. This whole transportation thing is based on is making it jump has to do with getting the very, very, very tiny effect of quantum effect to be happening at this larger area, and you use this harmonic to kind of keep the door open essentially between two worlds. I mean, that's kind of what it is. Like another dimension, another time, you know? It's unclear. Like what?
Yeah.
I mean, that's. But what's crazy is.
Yeah,
oh, good.
Good. I was
gonna say in his video. Go please
ahead.
after you.
Jumping this. He talked about how like what happens to the people in it, like.
Yeah.
Can you withstand that jump? Whatever.
Yeah.
Is. How hard is it on a human body? Like even if you were on some of these orbs or human life on these orbs, they move like way too fast to like keep soft tissue from just fucking.
You would just be a puddle.
Disintegrate. Yeah.
Yeah.
But going.
My
through
guess
these
is that it's not an
wormholes
issue.
possible.
It's because it's creating a localized
dip
area.
in space time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's creating a localized area that it doesn't affect. So it moves through it, and it looks like it's moving through it without any gravity or any other kind of effects. And then since it's within that kind of a bubble of space, then it's not going to affect. It's not going to affect the flesh, at least as if it were mass or it had mass.
Yeah, inside that bubble, and that
Yeah,
it's,
exactly.
But he talked about the big, like you're playing at time at this point too. It's like you could jumping.
If you can go
even
faster than
short
speed of light, you're
can be jumping time.
So much of his Twitter feed is focused on time. Like people don't understand what time is, and he talks about like spinning the dial. You're just changing your reference point. There's no real There's no time outside of what you're experiencing, more or less. Like you can't jump to any place you're not. I don't know if that makes any sense.
Yeah, any place you're not, except for with one of these slingshots.
Dude, well, first off, to see that level of technology, it reminded me of so many stories that I heard reading Paramahansa Yogananda's autobiography of a yogi. Read it for years ago. Sir Ben Kingsley has the best reading of it, audiobook-wise. But he talks about how, the power, and this was in the 1940s, how, the power of the telephone and the power of radio were like, those were effects that were always possible in nature. Humans are nature. And so humans, like telepathy, it's like a kind of radio. And before you had phones and stuff, people commonly texted each other psychically about events. If you could do that, your survival factor went up. And so what is that doing? It's exploiting the non-local nature of reality. The idea that it's some kind of hologram, it's kind of one IP address copy pasted repeated, like everything's connected to everything. There's only one point in some kind of scalar electromagnetic space-time. Like how does Eric Weinstein talk about it? He talks about it as an infinite a invisible circle. The scalar principle, like where all of this extra energy is stored, is here always with us. And that this technology exploits that. It uses those harmonies to pull apart two ends of the scalar and then let one of them go, and that causes it to move to the other one. And the scalar just being that there's a baseline of energy. It's not empty. So when you're seeing electromagnetic effects, you're talking about movements of an existing field that's more or less at stasis.
That was a good illustration of that.
I'm so glad that made sense to you, because I was like, did that fucking make sense? Because this is all new. Good.
Yeah, imagining like, what's that movie with Matthew McConaughey about where he's
Dallas Buyers Club?
No.
No, about which one? Interstellar. You're talking about Interstellar, where he goes too close to the black hole and time goes.
Right.
because he's like too close to gravity.
But then how they're illustrating, he gets stuck entangled over in that space.
And that also illustrates the lie at
live energy source.
The big story in that Kip Thorne thing. Kip Thorne believes in the guy who wrote that the scientific treatment that became the screenplay of that thing. He believed that in kind of string theory, and I don't know about string theory, but like just that a lot of people, I think Eric Weinstein's in there, believe that there's a lie at the heart of that version of physics, and that's why it can't solve itself. It's got a missing piece in there. Like it doesn't have something plugged in correctly.
That's where where I was talking about twistors and twister theory comes into play, because string theory essentially goes off of just only the four equations, electromagnetic equations, where they drop out everything that is in the imaginary domain. Whereas Sir Roger Penrose said, no, there are other things going on. We just can't measure it where we are. So if you take that into consideration and you start working with twistor spaces, then you'll find that interesting things start happening, and things are kind of predictable for when the twistors move. The spinors. Yeah. So when they move and they pass back through this space, using his theory, you can determine when that will happen. Whereas you can't with string theory. It's a dead end. It's a complete dead end.
Well, they don't have enough equations to make sense of the rest of the things that are going on. I feel like that's something Ashton brought up, is that he was talking about the names that I do not remember, but there was somebody, it seems to be what you're talking about, Dale. Like,
this would be
narrowed down all of these equations, and now they only look at these ones these days, whereas there's 20 or 30 more.
That's actually not true. Physics is really been very nasty towards Penrose and Einstein, because Weinstein supports Penrose's ideas.
Yeah, that's what I picked up.
So geometric unity is where this starts for me. Where I'm like, I sat up really
Weinstein's
straight in my seat.
Theory.
Well, that's Eric Weinstein's theory of like the unity, and what he had a way of translating basically recurving geometry or some shit.
About the dimensions of our reality.
He's into the math of it.
The math of it in terms of 4 dimensions, whereas there's like 14 or something like that.
You can listen to his original thing on his Stanford lecture. I think it was Stanford or
I listened to this.
It's impregnable. Then he spends years and gathers like dozens of nerds around him, and they all read the deepest physics books, and they produce a series of things. They tried to do a hot one on Joe Rogan where they presented all of this, and their jokes sounded like a bunch of autists trying to make, the sound of like wet gloves hitting the ground funny. It was like, you guys are like dropping the ball everywhere in this. But they produced this like beautiful website that actually did a pretty damn good. If Joe would have listened, which he didn't on that one, they would have had a really good time. So I've always been interested in getting deeper into it, but it wasn't until seeing this and then seeing Ashton Forbes' laser-like 1-year dive into what are the actual, like, he figured out 3 kinds of physics, found patents for it, interviewed the patent creators, and got to the bottom of where it was kind of coming from. And I'm like, dude, you listen to this guy for even a short hour, you've got kind of a language to talk about zero-point energy and the different aspects of it, and it's like, dude, but here's the thing. They were able to control media in the past. And so the free energy devices and cars that ran on water, all you had to do was go to one P.O. box and say, you can't get mail here anymore. You just crush that IP address. Now there's too many IPs everywhere. It's like someone's going to be like, dude, here's the exact 3D way to print a free energy machine. And I'm like, Thingiverse. And then everybody prints it out. It's like, it's fucking working. And it's like out, it escaped the lab. They can't keep it behind, But that's what he's talking about. Like Ashton Forbes talking about is like, dude, everything in our entire model of civilization is based on scarcity. If everything can come from anywhere, because he's like, okay, superconductors are one thing, but they're talking about using this elastic scalar nature of the reality to pop out matter, hydrogen atoms. He said they've already got devices in industry. They're like, here's a hydrogen machine. It just makes hydrogen, not out of energy, out of space.
Sucks it out of space.
Yeah, and so just hydrogen comes out one side. It's like, dude, that's it. You're done. If you can make hydrogen come out of a nothing space forever, you can burn it, and you can turn it into heat, and you can do whatever you want with it.
Yeah.
So
it's like you're done.
One of the things that
you can do steam engines. Fuck it, stop there. Now it's free steam engines for everybody.
Yeah.
You know, it's like you can just, but it's
now.
free. Yeah, but it's not limited. It's like you're not pulling coal out of the ground. You're pulling it out of the space around you. So what is that saying? It's saying that the thing we live in is alive. Like all the mystics have always said, like the Holy Spirit, the thing and everything, the electrical current, everything is giving and can give you matter. Like matter can come into existence. Makes every miracle that's ever been reported by humanity make sense.
I would actually disagree with you. I would say, people talk
Which part?
Yeah.
Like 18,000 parts.
Let me get there. Let me build to it. You know, let me be
You're wrong on every single one of them, Benedict.
So, they talk about reality being a holograph, and I would say we're exactly the opposite of a holograph. A holograph is where you take a 2D space and make it into a 3D image, right?
Okay.
So we are doing exactly the opposite. What's happening is we are a 5 or 14 dimensional space, and we are a tesseract, or the equivalent of a tesseract. A tesseract is a 4D object projected onto a 3D space. So what we detect is in 4 dimensionals, right?
Huh.
So everything else is a projection onto that. So it may look like hydrogen is getting created when in fact what's happening is that we're rotating through that 5D or 14-dimensional space such that hydrogen gets projected into
magnetized into the new space.
It's not magnetized. It's that it
with
twists.
this kind of talk over these images, I feel like we're going to be profiled.
Yeah. Well, when it twists into this existence, we see it. If you ever look, there are some YouTube videos that show 4-dimensional animations of tesseracts, and what you'll see is these objects literally like appearing out of nowhere, and that's exactly what's happening there. So it'll look
totally
out of nowhere, but it actually exists in this hyperspace that it doesn't see, that we can't measure or know of in this space.
Listen,
so
if you can warp a plane into a way like that, that means that time and space as we know it is not real. That we exist in sort of a constant of it, but the constant can be changed.
Not true. Not true. What it means is that time and space has different meaning
at different amounts of energy.
At different rotations through this projection.
Interesting. The twister you're talking about.
And because we live in this particular projection, we can't see what time and energy and space look like outside of it.
Yeah.
So this is where I was talking about with the twister theory, is that some of this stuff lives in that imaginary space.
Give me some IR.
Well, it's like he uses this term negative energy and talks about how, which I don't understand what that means exactly.
I think he's just trying to. I think he's just trying to make sense of. Okay, we didn't see it, and now we do see it. And when it happens, it means that there are still laws, there are still rules. And so that negative energy thing is in essence some other rule that interrelates that plane of existence that's coming in with the plane of existence that we exist in. So what's happening is that it's being conserved. The universe is still being conserved. We just don't know what the rules are, and we can't measure them.
Right. You're not. You're not.
We're not looking in the right place with the right engine. With the right.
Yeah.
Well, it's clearly somebody is, because they put a fucking Reaper drone up there to record the event. Somebody knows what's going down. Like someone's not confused about what's happening, and that's what I find interesting about the whole thing.
Drone.
Somebody put a big ass drone in the sky and said, "Watch this thing happen." And it's like, all right, it was very close. You could see the fucking contrail of it go right through it. It's like almost in the same IP address. Yeah, it was. So it's contrail's the wrong word.
should avoid that word.
Condensation trail?
With
Oh,
that-
because it was
but
the
that
fire.
happens
Because
higher
that was
up
this.
in the atmosphere.
Okay, you're
Yeah,
right.
they
You're right.
come
You're
down
right.
to low
It's the
altitude
smoke from the
air.
ion fire that's in the hull of the plane that it goes through. It just has. It just looks like the. You're right. 1000% right. It's smoke that it's going through, but it's still fucking going through it, right? It's like.
Yeah, it is. It is a smoke trail for sure.
Yeah, and it's like almost as if they were herding it away from. That's his whole theory, is that they on the plane. This is where it gets dark. There were 21 scientists from an American chip manufacturer that had just made a new breakthrough technology that was some kind of super microchip, like smaller than a dimple of a golf ball or something, and like 6 of them were Chinese nationals and 6 of them were Malaysian national, I believe, or I forget how it broke down, but all 21 engineers on the plane, not in our world anymore. That's who's on that plane. And it was like,
they went somewhere else.
If you tenant that shit, if it's temporal warfare, like if it's like you're the fucking special ops unit that has the machine that you can jump back in time with and go do, the things you need to do to like keep the world cool or whatever. And dude, what is that? Like, cause what is that? What is it, taking an airliner? What? It's like, what are you gonna do with that airliner?
Yeah. What's
the
going
people on it? Like, what's up?
Yeah. They
So
survive
crazy.
that? Probably don't. The ones in the
Where did they
cabin
go?
probably don't survive.
If you can go, well, and then the time travel thing. But like, if you could go to a place where they had better technology, even in our time, that technology had been brought back from another time or something, you might be able to bring them all back. Maybe they lived out a great life just without their families. Maybe they have copies of their families. They're like, we're going to put you in another universe. Watch this. And then like back at their house with their spouse. And they're like, wait, what?
So Arthur Clarke's famous line that any advanced
technology is indistinguishable from magic.
From magic, yep.
That's a great one to reflect on. Any sufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic, and that's what I thought several times about Paramahansa Yogananda's words, writing from the 1940s when he was writing autobiography of a yogi. He's like, listen, the masters, people that spend all their day meditating and thinking about God, can send a message and they can send their body at a distance. And he says, I got so many stories about this happening in my world. And he just lays a few of them out. I was re-listening to him today. And it's over and over again. The theme is, with enough control over the electricity, you can bring matter into form as if the world is God's dream. That this all is just dream material that's around us. It's all being dreamt. The dream is being held, and individuals can dream along with the dream. There's no difference in an individual dreaming or like the God self of all things, like the great God of everything, dreaming it into existence. But
that reminds
gets to a physics of it when you're zapping planes out of existence.
This reminds me of
someone's gonna like make an app. It's gonna be teleportation for everybody. You don't have to be a master. You don't have to be an enlightened master.
Of the whole Jewish concept where God spoke the word and the word became.
Right.
So,
sure.
So in essence, so this is the same thing. This is it was thought and it was spoke in whatever language, and it existed at that point. Boom,
it's the language of that twister you're talking about. That eternal holographic twister that we're all in. Whatever this is, we're in.
Not a holograph. It's a projection. It was a projection, meaning multiple dimensions squashed down into one, or multiple dimensions squashed down into four, because that's what we can.
What do you think about this, you psycho, not you, Dale? What do you think about this? Paramahansa Yogananda thought that like all of life was like watching a projection onto a screen, that the light of consciousness was going out, and the whole goal of meditation was to pull the light back in and go to the source of it and be with the source, rather than participating in the karmic unfoldings around oneself. How would you studied physics? You've studied.
Well, yeah, I think that's exactly what I've been actually trying to say. Is exactly what's happening. It's like, okay, so this is stuff that's going on. We don't know how to tap into that technology. We don't know how to speak the word. We don't know how to hear the word.
Right.
But we know that projection. And we know that there's something going on with that projection. And my guess is that if we look at out the side of our eyes, every once in a while, it will hint at us what's going on, which gets back to subrealism and
subrealism.
Yeah. Where we're being right at the what's the word I'm trying to think of? What was the group that we are a member of?
Liminal order.
Liminal order. Yeah. So it's liminally occurring. Everything interesting happens liminally. It happens at the edge of our sight.
Right.
Right. And you notice it and you say, that was interesting.
There was this one. Oh my God. It's all coming back to me now. I wanted to show you so many different things. I wanted to show this. Oh, I gotta write it down. Ah! Almost lost it. Woo! Grab the fish. Okay.
Dude, you've already lost it. You've really lost it.
I think I have. I think I've lost the keys a long time ago.
This ship drives itself.
This ship drives itself. All right, you nerds. Watch this. Okay, I'm gonna turn myself off. All right, I'm gonna make myself in. Okay, this is actually great. This is going the other way. Okay, so. All right, so look at the thing at the middle, and wait until if you really focus on the thing in the middle, you'll see that the other circles disappear. And the more you focus on the middle, the more they'll completely disappear.
Yep.
I'm finding that they're doing it intermittently, and for whatever reason,
it's supposed to be like an ADHD
you can
test.
Dial it in.
Like, yeah, you can dial it in. You have to focus it. But yeah, in general, yeah, your mind wants to jump around. But if you really focus in there, there's no more things. This is a way of saying that what you are experiencing is your experience of the whole world is software. You're sitting inside of software. You are transducing light and sound and so many things to be like, I'm looking at the world. But you're really in fucking software. A lot of software.
And not only that, but this software is doing so much filtering. Software is doing so much filtering that we've lost 90% of the signal. The original signal's gone.
Yeah, you can only pay attention to so much.
And then when you look at the millions of inputs, the brain's getting millions of inputs from the body, and you're sitting at the top of them. You're sitting at the top of the integration point of the senses of your body. When you're focusing on your body, there's millions of things you can be focusing on. Pressure, temperature, a whole lot of things you can focus on with your body. But you can also ignore all of that and just have pretend you don't have one. It's like, it's crazy that's real.
Yeah.
You're like you're in another space. It's the video I'm looking for is the what's the unit of truth? Veritasium.
Yeah.
He has the best commercial ever.
Veritasium is
the best commercial ever. He is a wizard.
He's a total wizard. Making
I'm gonna see how we get if our channel gets canceled for this.
Videos.
Probably. I'm gonna put myself in it just in case. I bet that breaks the illusion. Anyway, he's in this thing here.
Yeah.
He's in this thing here. I wonder if it works backwards. Yeah, it's like going and then the thing goes and then it. Yeah, it did it.
Yeah, it still works. It looks like it's rotating in one way.
I wonder if the backwardsness will stop the algo from breaking breaking the causal chain of events that we need to have so finally put into place.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, we're sitting inside software. Is like your visual software. If you're blind, if you hung out with anybody who's blind, I had a friend in college who was blind, and it was really remarkable to see the world just by the way he saw it, which was not with the eyes, and it was like very different when you cut out the visual metaphor of what's going on.
Yeah.
I haven't been close with someone who's really blind, but I knew people at church and stuff like that.
Very cool.
Yeah, that seems like it would be a really telling way to kind of pick that up for sure.
it's kind of a
read that
truer
sense
what's the right
framework.
way to say it? Yeah. If Paramahansa Yogananda has it right, and the goal is to withdraw the senses from the dream around us, and to return to the vision of God, return to God, whatever, directly. If that's the goal of the thing, then like it makes sense that like turning off the lights would be clearer. Oh man.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've stumbled onto some really bad
light.
horror movies lately. Go ahead.
Really? You did? Whoops. You did it to yourself.
Yeah, no kidding. I know. You got to hit play on those. I was talking to Rick Strassman. I was talking to Rick Strassman, the guy who wrote the Spirit Molecule, over his booth. I was buying his new book. He was autographing it for me, and it was like we were talking about the repetitiveness, like what his study of IV bag doses of DMT, which might be the heaven transducer, showed is that when you dose people at those levels, this is not smoking DMT. This is not taking ayahuasca over a night with a shaman. This is like a bag of DMT going into your vein.
Yeah.
Yeah, just woo. You're okay. Well, here was the crazy part. Out of when you watch that DMT, the Spirit Molecule, the movie, or you read the book, all those people landed in almost the same place. They were like all of them describing almost the same thing. It wasn't a wide variety of experience. It was like you took off the headset in the room we're in, or whatever. It was like they were like always there were beings hanging out with them, like alien beings, and they were like in a medical situation, and they were getting like worked on or whatever. But it was like they all reported it anyway. It's sort of like
I think that has something to do with people that take it at the same time have similar experiences
in the same setting.
Yeah, they're on
it
the
makes
same
sense
setting.
to me.
Yeah.
Okay. God, you're introducing all this doubt into my miraculous theory of life, but that's great.
No, I actually thought I was actually clarifying it.
More
not
dimensions.
doubting it.
Yeah.
Oh, you make sense to me. Right on. Why make it all negative? Make it all negative.
I
thought it was actually supporting your idea.
Dude, in the Ashton Forbes universe there, he goes back and shows like videos from like 85 of people being like, they were like, it was a commercial airliner and there were orbs and they like flashed out of existence. And you're like, wait, what am I listening to? He's like, CNN, 1985. You're like, wait, what? And then it starts to dawn on you that like if you owned a machine that could in any way change the space-time continuum, like jump to another point in time, because that's the whole thing. If you can go fast, that all of those ships that are supposed to go faster than time, any of those ships are supposed to be able to travel in time as well, because once you can go past the curvature of space, you're a time traveler. Basically, you can arrive somewhere before the light of the event you were just a part of reaches there, which means you're in a different time essentially.
That's one of the things that they've been talking about with some of these. You know how they talk about spooky action at a distance, where you take two photons that are
entangled,
right? And you change one of them, and it miraculously changes.
The other one changes
same time at the same exact moment,
faster than a signal could travel the speed of light. You couldn't. You can't. It can't be time
instantaneously. But what we think is happening is that it's working through this other space where they are actually that information was actually entangled before it occurred.
So,
in other words,
the future echoing back like free will doesn't exist.
So what we see, what we're seeing there is actually future is the future in the past, but we just don't know it.
Right, because of software. Because our whole thing about time is software. Like our whole sense of A, B, C, D. It's a biological thing we're making, more or less.
Right.
No, it's actually more than that. Right?
The thing we're in is simultaneous, is happening now, somehow like all connected.
Time in our existence does exist. It is real, and what it does is it's how things in our reality. It's one of the rules that ties everything together. So that everything.
But it might just be like an inertial thing, like until you introduce the CIA with their 3 orb trick.
Time
Like, you're like,
Four-arm
what?
trick.
Four-arm trick, right? The
Four-arm
fourth one,
trick.
it pulls it forward, right?
Yeah.
You can't see
Time is
it.
a conservation measure. So what's happening is in these other
Time's a flat circle.
existences, time is conserved differently.
Right.
So
Well, that's a theme of his whole X and his whole X account is you're not thinking about time right.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, totally. Oh fuck, dude, it's so fun. That was the fun part about geometric unity, was that you were gonna learn the secrets of life, and I'm like, dude, Ashton Forbes will just give it to you in 90 minutes on a Hodge Twins podcast. But that's the first I've come to conceptually understanding what might be happening, and it's also tied to some real event, because that's the whole thing when people are like Eric Weinstein's arguments far apart. People go, show me a technology. It's like, dude, show him MH Flight 370.
Yeah.
like once you start looking at that, you're like, oh, clearly someone could do something like that, and it's not aliens.
Eric, react to this video, please.
Yeah, ion fire. This is like CIA written all over it. It's like, the hijacking this one company's scientists, making them disappear, zapping them to a moon base, in 1972, and whatever. Dude, can you imagine though, if you did have a machine that you get into the machine and without, it's not sophisticated. That's the thing about the UFOs. Sometimes they're just as simple as, no, you move this bar and it takes this trash can and opens it up and exposes this element to this other element and it makes it happen. It's like, it's not these like gravity reflectors that they're talking about aren't complicated. They're mechanical devices in a certain way.
Right, he was talking about some laser that shoot one of these shoot some negative particle beam that creates these wells as well.
I'm gonna give you this follow-up video with his shit, which was his live cast from last Monday, and he shows a demonstration of he has 4 lasers that are no, not him, but this is what's so cool about his science teaching is he's pulling all these sources together quite rapidly. It's very impressive, and there's these 4 projectors, and it creates this 3-dimensional image, and then he puts a shot glass over one of the laser projectors, and it can't make the image. Then he puts a special polymer in front of the laser, a special quasi-crystal, some shit polymer that inverts the phase, some fuckery inside of there, just changes the vibration. It's a static event. It's light. The light's the same light. It's just to go through this polymer now. And then when he puts he says, look, it makes the 4-dimensional thing like it normally does. Now he puts the cup over it, and very slowly the image fades in. He's talking about phase resonance, and that essentially there's this whoa, this steady wobble of the universe that can get you dialed in to when, I don't know, when a holy person's about to manifest make water wine or something like that. Something crazy like that, that you've never heard of before. This explains the fucking physics of that.
You need to go watch those videos of Tesseract, the Tesseract movies, because that's what it looks like.
Drop some links.
It's on YouTube. Just look up Tesseract animations.
Oh, this is gonna go well.
and you'll see that.
We're probably getting canceled on YouTube.
You'll see these things just kind of wobbling in and then wobbling out.
You talking about the 4-dimensional Tesseracts? Those are common. We can broadcast that.
No, not that.
Not that.
No. Shoot. There was
something
a whole
like this
series on them.
Show me.
I'll have to go look for them. Think about it.
2D hypercube.
That one right there might be it, right?
This one's some kind of.
Okay, so do the one with the light bulb and the moving of the.
Okay.
That one.
I think this is
that one right there demonstrates exactly what I'm talking about.
Unflip this.
Why is that backwards?
Yeah, let me unflip that shit. Unflip it. We're gonna get busted.
So did you see what it did? It just it popped out of existence there, and you're gonna see that because that's what happens when it's like a projection, and you'll see stuff pop out of existence and then move into existence just like that.
I see. So that makes the point. That makes the point.
Holding it.
So what he's doing is he is literally tapped in to this other twister space with that
Listen,
that
some
material.
motherfuckers out there is making orbs fly around, and they're making planes disappear. I watched it happen with my
And
eyes.
so it's essentially the same technology, but maybe large scale.
It's
using more
the problem. The problem with seeing that is the same problem as seeing a miracle. It's like if you see something like that, and it affects you, it really is a paradigm changing moment. If it's real, that looks real AF. I've listened to him howl on for hours on end about why it's real and like all the minute details of why it's not CG and everything else, and like the systems it was recovered through, and like it's a citric system he's accessing it through. And so anyway, the trouble with both of those is, does just seeing it, a miracle like that, does it change you, or does it just like blow it off? Because miracles always come with this little pin you can pull, where you're like, oh, it's just I don't have to deal with it. It's not to change my world. Nothing's gonna change my world.
You go into one of those physics labs and you do your first hologram, for instance, right? And you know how all the equations work and everything, and you're sitting there and you're taking the different chemicals and you're laying them out and you're polarizing things and you throw your laser on it, and then what you do is you take it and you develop it and you look at it. It's like it looks
now you can make fucking orbs.
It looks like
cold fusion orbs, apparently.
Well, so it looks like filmy oil, and you then shine the laser on it again, and boom, there's your penny that you just did, or your pencil, and it's like, fuck, I did that. Where did that come from? What's going on? I know what the equations are. Damn, that is cool.
The holographic,
cool,
yeah,
way fast.
And not just the holographic, all the experiments that we did, all of the experiments. Yeah. And it's like, oh wow, how did we do that?
Totally. Just think about it. Flick the switch. Boom.
You were mentioning subrealism.
Yeah.
Expand on that.
That was my buddy's website. He hasn't updated it in a long time, but it was liminal perspectives on consensus reality. So what he's taking
perspectives on consensus reality.
Yeah. And
nice. Go ahead.
So the essence of what he was talking about was you take and you look liminally at what things are going on, right? And then you're going to see what's actually going on. You're going to see what the real truth is. And that's how you break yourself out of the matrix. You don't need somebody to save you from the matrix. You can break out on your own by watching things liminally.
That tracks.
Interesting. Like more from the subconscious perspective.
Not subconscious. It's definitely conscious, but it's more like practicing yourself in such a way that, as G.I. Gurdjieff would talk about,
hey, watch out, this airplane's right to disappear to another dimension.
You know yourself. You have to know the man that you are, and that means that you're able to perceive things outside of the things that you're always struggling with. So if you're always struggling with things, you're not going to be able to, your vision is going to be like a horse with blinders on. But if you are not struggling with those, your liminality goes farther.
I see what you're saying. You make sense to me.
You choose what you focus on.
And in this case, you're not actually focusing on it. You're just allowing it to display itself and to recognize that it occurred.
Yeah.
Well, they say it's really healthy for your eyes to gaze out at a distance. You know, it's actually like healing for your eyes. That's why staring at things way up.
Hey, look at this tunnel of gravity that these three orbs are making for this airplane before they transition and changes realities. Wow. Somebody caught this on video. What kind of miracle is this? It's so crazy. Hey, watch, it's gonna go to another dimension here. Hold on a second. Yeah, right there.
Ooh.
Oh, what the?
And that actually looked like a shockwave.
Yeah.
Right.
Like it was like something was getting balanced, like coming back into balance by doing that.
Like like a shockwave. But what? So like you were saying, it was like negative energy. So I'm guessing what happened is that energy was pulled from our reality into that reality, transformed, and light came back out. So I mean, infrared is one one level of photon.
Right.
And so what was happening was the photons were sucked.
Is there
right?
is there a ZPE? Is there a 0-point energy machine you can build? Can you 3D print that yet?
No. But you saw those
It seems
patents
like-
I showed you, right? So
Right,
the
there's so
problem
many.
is
They've
that,
suppressed hundreds of them. They've suppressed hundreds of machines that
there's
do
no
this.
need to suppress them. The reason why is because 0-point energy to create it with the technologies that we have is nearly impossible. It's in fact it's expected to be impossible. It's expected to be that difficult.
Well,
but
they were talking about
possible
magnetically contained cold fusion energy sources, which were the orbs, which were made at that hyper energy field. That's the Ashton Forbes talks about that a bit.
He talks
like,
about, well, he doesn't ever really get into cold fusion, but
so you know how they've been
that's
talking
the tech in there.
Pillar of it, yeah.
They've been talking about plasma energy and plasma fields and the stuff that Randall
controlled
Carlson
plasma.
was doing. Yeah. I think it is some sort of a plasmonic kind of.
Well, Carlson's engine is the first thing I've ever seen that takes that plasma feature of the universe and makes it useful, because it turns 1 gallon of gas into 150 gallons of gas or whatever it is.
Yep.
You know,
so I think
that's useful. That's plasma on your side. You know.
Yep.
Right.
I think that's the sort of thing that it's doing for the 0-point energy. And the thing is that you've got to get.
What are the other ones?
The plasma. There's the supersonic bombers. They use plasma shielding.
The supersonic missiles
to go faster than the speed of.
To reduce the friction on the plane.
So what happens is the plasma separates and moves the atmosphere out of the way, so that the in fact I wouldn't doubt if the
it can do those speeds.
propels it. It actually propels it by clearing out the space in front of it.
Drags it forward a little bit.
He mentioned that in that podcast that they actually found out with that plasma shielding it does provide a pull force.
I bet it does.
Yeah.
And then it has probably enough acceleration to it to get it up to that speed. And my guess is that they're not able to generate because of the complexity of it, they're not able to change the frequency such that the plasma would be able to continue doing that. So for it to continue to increase. So my guess is that there's a range of frequencies that allow that to happen. That are easier to do rather than creating these additional frequencies for the plasma to exist at, which would then continue to pull it and continue to make it go faster.
It's technology putting the power of miracles in like mortals' hands. It's gonna go poorly.
I think you're right.
Well, in the same way that is it right that I have a cell phone that I can talk to anyone in the world? Because I don't have the psychic ability to communicate individually with every person specifically in the world. Like that's not possible. Well, without practice, right? I mean, you can spend your life doing things. Like I'm sure you could. Like I'm sure God would give in at some point and let you do that.
The way that I see it is this technology is like these AI. It just makes things simpler for us to see and do.
Right.
Allows us
to
visualize
a crazy lever. Crazy lever.
Yeah, it's a lever.
Oh my God. You know, it is a lever. I started playing around with this thing that I've been waiting to happen. Like I just knew it was going to come, where the ability to make video on my GPUs at my house and like just generate video. Like based on my prompts, sure, but like just keep it, like make the video, right? There hasn't been anything, but there's a thing called Cog Studio, and it's on the Pinocchio.ai. That's the easiest way to install it, to like try it out on your machine. Runs in less than 10 gigabytes of VRAM. Yeah, although you can turn that off if you've got a good chip. And it's where video generation was like 8 months ago, but it's the models will get better, right? Because clearly they exist, like the runway AIs, the runway MLs or whatever. But what it's really good at is you give it an image and then you have it do something with it, and like have it like you tell it how those shapes that you've given it there are changing, and then it'll like make that happen. And then
you want me to share my screen with what I did with?
Yeah, man. Well, you share your video too if you want.
Let me see how would I do this? How do I share the screen here?
You can share. You might be able to. I think you can press. Can you press plus like around the person thing and then add a media? There might be a media thing you can add at the bottom.
Local video.
Local video.
You can screen share. Press H.
Okay.
Yeah. It tends to torch it all out. Like it tends to make that servers go.
You guys see anything? Let's see. Turn it on. No, I can't do it because it's going to want to reboot Chrome. Crap. I'll have
I
to
don't
do it
know where
another
it's-
time.
You
But
describe it to
what
us.
I did was I gave
Like we're around a fire and there's no
you could
videos
jump out
in the
and
world.
jump back in.
So I gave what
Are we
was
around
it?
a digital
Halo?
fire? It's like a digital fire.
No,
What's a digital fire? Set something on fire,
was-
dude. Throw something else in the fire.
So I did Halo, and Halo took the
grab the
picture
logs, throw it in the fire.
and it generated a 6-second video where it's orbiting it, and it has like birds flying into it. It has a tree moving across. I wish I could show you because it's cool as
You can,
fuck.
Dale.
Actually,
dump out, restart Chrome. It'll update really quick, and then jump back in.
Let me see if I can share this.
If you have OBS, you could just
Here,
create
wait a second.
virtual camera.
You could power slide into your universe with green badger.
Okay, look on chat and see if you can open it and share it yourself.
1000% got it. Easy peasy.
That's
lemon
much
squeezy.
easier.
Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Wait.
So all I did was
that video. It's saying
I gave it the
sign
image.
in.
Let me see.
It's not letting me see it. It's not letting me. It's not.
You can get a free login.
Request failed.
Request failed.
Oh no!
You dumb nerds, don't be so evil.
Free trial.
Let me use your crazy side. You evil nerds, let us in now.
Status code 500. Hello.
Login successful. I'm logged in. Now I'm accessing it, logged in. It still gives me the same blank BS situation. Nothing's happening. Here, I'll show you what it looks like. Here you go. Here you go. Here's what it looks like. It says request failed, status code 500. Oh, that's what it does say. Request failed, status code 500. There's a raccoon.
You have to upgrade,
getting
update
ripped
your
on live.
Chrome's trusted platform module.
What's up, you crazy little
I'll
raccoon?
I'll post it up so you guys can see it. But it took my picture and it took a camera and it orbited the camera around the picture of a cottage in a field. And it's 6 seconds of it doing it. It's very cool.
Hell yeah.
So it's doing exactly what you were talking about.
Raccoon or honey badger?
I mean, it's got glasses on.
It could be glasses.
It did take a while for it to generate it, though.
Yeah, how long did it take? 6 seconds?
Probably about 6 minutes.
That is a while.
That's what I'm talking about.
It's pretty nice, though.
Fuck yeah, it is.
Buffer.
Boom. Shoot that car with alien lasers. How do I get this all day? So anyway, here's my point.
This all day.
Here's the key. Here's the crystalline key that like unlocks the whole thing. Okay. Once you get generative AI like this on your local PC, for the cost of electricity, you can make visions. Like just endless, crazy, metastic. Dude, you could go infinite. You could go infinite horizon on just like this like live video mania, like just blending in the ultimate illusion.
They actually have something like that, and it's actually also multiplayer, but it's blocky. Like what's the game? What's the Minesweep or Minecraft? So it's so like it will generate a Minecraft world for you for multi-users on the fly as you're playing, and it remembers the world.
Where's Seth?
He would have something to say about this.
Yeah.
That's a crazy little troll singing. That's insanity.
Is that a troll? It looked like a mouse.
Yes.
Yeah, it looked non of the light. Oh, that's really cool. That's beautiful.
Angels playing music for a baby.
Kind of disturbing.
The bit
disturbing.
And that whole uncanny valley thing.
Yeah. No, you're not wrong. Visions of broken technology that. Oh, jeez, that's crazy. You know, oh my God, the power. It's great. It's beautiful. Getting control over it is what's next, you know? And, look at that. It's like a zombie walking up to
a zombie one. I like this one.
Fuck.
Because it's a zombie, it's not in the uncanny valley.
Right. This mouse is gonna be not uncanny.
It's sitting in the bowl. It's sitting in the bowl, so that's kind of uncanny.
Yeah.
It's happy though.
There. Eating popcorn.
He's glowing. Oh, glowing popcorn. Glowing popcorn. I love it. I love the light effect overblown on that. What's going on? But it just okay. Teach it to take the limits off everything. Make the bowl of brontosaurus and the table shakers the color of the sky, and make wind, the algorithm that's like bouncing the light off its face. Just like stir the pot. Like this hyper realism stuff. If it can make that, it can make what I'm thinking of.
Have you seen Runway? Have you seen Runway ML? Google
yeah.
Runway. So some
beautiful.
of the videos, they've got Gen 3 now, so it generates some.
Can everybody access it now? I haven't kept up.
Should be, yeah. Gen 3. Do Gen 3. Yeah.
Introducing
so
Gen
go
3
down there,
alpha.
try it. Yeah, there's like a try it button or something like that.
Try Runway.
Yeah.
Totally.
And then you gotta create.
I've got a Runway account. I think I might even have some credits in here. No, I've still got the free account going. Introducing Act 1. Generate expressive character performances inside Alpha 3 Gen. That's crazy.
So these guys did this thing with Runway Alpha. They didn't do it with the character acting because there are two. Yeah, they did it. They did fully generated, and then they did it with really loose parameters, and they had like a T-Rex chasing them around, and the T-Rex transformed into Frankenstein. It was hilarious.
That's crazy. I'm gonna hide that because. Oh, sorry, that'll mess up our conversation, but great to jump into there. But that's cool. I haven't played around with Runway 3. That's really, really cool. I love it. I love it when the cost goes down to just my electricity in my house and whatever the hardship on my GPU is. I love that because, dude, I just have this vision where you've got like a box and just plug in here for dinosaurs, plug in here for butterflies that are made of light, plug in here for giant geometric forms. Plug in here for, it's just like the switchboard operators, where they can like have different conversations in it or whatever. You could literally just like press all different buttons and it's like, oh no, it's geometric forms. Oh, it's dinosaurs. Ah, it's like, oh, it's the birth of your child. It's like you could like really go crazy. The technology in the sacred. There's something about that, like invading it, like not in a good way. The next movie we're gonna watch on Deeper Into Movies, we're gonna broadcast The Oath and this other one called Engrayer. Not this Wednesday, but next Wednesday. But the one after that's going to be the Congress with Robin Wright Penn, or Robin Penn now? I don't know her last name. The woman
Robin
who was
Wright
the Robin Wright Penn. Yeah. Have you seen the Congress? Have you seen that one, Dale?
I haven't even heard of it.
I don't know, man. I'm not sure I'd recommend it. It's like recommending someone take a very large dose of edibles. Like, nah, maybe they've got to push them over the edge. You don't want that. You want to always keep it under.
I've seen Pi and I've seen those Aronofsky movies, so I don't know.
Pie's if you made it through, you're right. You're right. It's there's an insane. Okay, I'm gonna spoiler alert it for you. Technology. It goes through these decades of technology in the movie industry, which is this very fascinating thing because you've got commercial interests of selling the movie combined with the technology. So make the Avengers look cooler becomes light year generation jumps in computer generation technology, right? Like CGI and shit. Yeah. And Stoner Vision. Where were we? Right. Okay. So in the Congress, you kind of go through a couple jumps with them, and they get into some kind of smell-o-vision psychedelia thing where like you can be another person or whatever, and then you go down this route with them where it turns into these crazy, like very LSD-inspired cartoons. It's like turns into this crazy. It's like a psychedelic nightmare. It's like, oh, it's all off in here, but it's not too terrible. But everyone's relaxed. But it's like, what's going on? It's like very languid, very dark in the sense that they're amotivated, right? And I'm going to spoiler alert the heck out of this for you, but like, spoiler alert, you, at one point in the movie, she takes like the medicine which makes the drug not work in her head, and she like wakes up on this bus, and everyone around her is like zapped out of their minds, and they're kind of grungy. And it talks about the power of the technological vision to attract us so strongly, like moths to a flame, that we'll completely forget about the physical like around us. Kind of dark. But
well, that's like VR and what people worry about with that. Like, oh, slip into the void, into this non-real,
yeah.
Ready Player One scenario. Yeah.
Totally. Dude, are we ready to fire up some?
Just a second.
Games?
There's a movie.
Yeah.
There's a movie that I'm trying to find of. I have no mouth and I must scream.
I have no mouth. What?
And I must scream.
Sounds
That's another one of those dystopian technology ones like that.
Ugh. It's in a game. It's a short story by a woman named Harriet.
I think somebody did an animation of it. An animation of it.
Yeah. Right on.
And it's kind of fucked up.
It's a video game. Right.
No, it's not a video game. Actually, I don't know if they did a video game.
I'm watching on no. There is one on Steam that's called that. Here, I can show you that.
I'm definitely not talking about that. Somebody did an animation of it.
Right on. Animation. The Harlan Ellison. Lots of options here. Well, anyway,
that's an interesting to check out. It's kind of messed up.
Fantastic. We'll get it queued up better for next time. Dude, I'm hearing some sounds in here. I'm hearing some.
Was that a Wookiee or a dinosaur?
It's a Wookiee sounds. Oh yeah.
Switch to game.
Let's fire this. Let's light this candle. Dude, that was a great conversation. I found I found the experience of what's the right way to say it? Of thinking about the physics of that to be incredibly rewarding. It was the place I wanted to go to with geometric unity, but Eric's like, dude, give me $1 million, give me an institute, and I'll tell you all about it. I'm like, dude. He whines for money on all of his appearances. He doesn't. Whining's not the right thing. If he ever gets it, I think it'll be fantastic. I think the world will be next level.
I bet we could get him $1 million through Project Catalyst.
Well, with you guys going off to play, I'm gonna hit the hay. It's getting late here,
man.
Dude, have a good one, Dale. Take it easy.
Thanks
for stopping by. Oh, yeah, I was gonna say before you go, the with Trump taking office, he's gonna start. If he said on his on the night he accepted speeched it, that the key of his policy of his administration is going to be promises made, promises kept. And he made a huge promise to a Bitcoin reserve. If he signals that there's not financial advice, but if he signals that you don't take my advice on any of this shit, that's stupid. But that the U.S. Treasury is going to buy Bitcoin, like a certain number of Bitcoin every day. That puts an automatic market in it for a complete rise in price. Like
I think so. That might be why Bitcoin has been going crazy lately. It's up above
90,000.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's above 90. I know, and it was stuck at 64 for the longest time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, anyway, I'm thinking when we were there at the Bitcoin conference, there was a guy who spoke before RFK spoke, and his whole thing was you have to sort of have an investment strategy to are you going to be the 10x investor or like the 40x investor? Like, take out a loan on your home and buy Bitcoin with it. Like, it was
Michael Saylor, dude.
Michael Saylor. I was like, dude, that's some radical advice. Like, that's a terrible advice.
Who bought? I mean, his bet with this. If we're keeping promises, he definitely has made some crazy bets, and he's preaching a game that will play out very well for him.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing.
But it's
like
crazy.
I don't think it doesn't really.
He said was crazy.
Yeah, it's not gonna work unless you go in at those levels, I would guess.
Well, for small
Kind of depends on what you bought in on, I suppose. Yeah, exactly.
Yep. Alrighty, guys. Take care.
Hey, take it easy, Dale. See you, man.
Dude.
Dudes.
Jack came out with a video this week. I'll share it with you. Jack from the Dude Corps. And he was explaining the philosophy behind his funds and behind Hypersphere. And he did an excellent job of laying it out, like real crystal clear. In fact, they get into the nitty gritty of his investment strategies, and he lays them all out. And I'm just like, dude, anyone with money could copy this. Like, it's crazy how generous he is.
Him?
Yeah, he was in Abu Dhabi, and a podcast that lives there interviewed him while he was there, which is kind of cool. Okay, I'll get you the link.
Love to see that.
Yeah, totally. The yeah.
Damn it, died too soon. 1-5.
Cool.
Well, cool.
Hanging back.
I'll absorb that.
Well, anyway, the economics with the Bitcoin though is it'll just go up and 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 up. Yeah. That'll be. I mean, that's 4 strong years of growth. That'll be like it's never gonna be $5 again. It'll never be 64 again. You know. I love it.
So you buying any?
I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, I've been buying it, but I haven't been buying it super aggressively.
Yeah.
I've been buying it for a while.
It seems like the surest thing I've ever seen, and this is not financial advice. It's like, you know, there's a million reasons why it wouldn't work out. But what I like about his whole Bitcoin reserve policy is that it takes the dollar ever so slightly in the direction of a gold standard, like where there's something at least it's pegged to, not just the whims of fate.
Hasn't Bitcoin flipped BlackRock's gold ETF?
What does that mean?
It's definitely like in this period, people are valuing it way more than gold.
Huh? Gold ETF.
They're buying more Bitcoin than gold.
I see. Yeah. Well, the math.
Cycle.
They're not going to discover any more Bitcoin. There's only 23 million of them, or whatever it is.
20
you
million.
know, 21 million. Nice. Yeah, that's the limitation there. It just means that it becomes super valuable. I don't know. It's cool. It's cool. I think it's good for America. I think it's good for all those people that hold the Bitcoin. I think it's fantastic. It's kind of cool too because somebody needs to watch out for Bitcoin because there's all kinds of attacks that can be done against it, like 51% attacks with forking the thing. And there's been theories out for years about how a nation state could get their jazz together. If the U.S. Treasury is in on it, is in on like needing it to work out correctly, it's like, dude, let's have the U.S. backup system. You know, it's like, let's put some tax dollars behind some, you know, government labs level servers that are like, no, this is going to be fine.
The server infrastructure on display at Bitcoin conference. All those containers.
Oh yeah. Those are miners. Yeah.
Right next to renewable energy sources.
Yeah, it was a shipping container that had a generator built into it, racks and racks of Bitcoin miners, and you could essentially order it. They make it appear somewhere in the world humming, and it's like making, you know, Bitcoin.
Full of, you know, whatever processor
Love. Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, what I like about that is that, you know, you get the resources of the whatever the federal hacking agency is these days, NSA, whatever it is. Get them involved in making sure it works out good. Use all that energy for good. Don't, you know, use that power to manipulate and that power to intimidate and, like, you know, make it follow the law. And then, you know, pour millions into it.
Yep. And use Cardano for programmability.
Cardano for programmability. Nice. Jack in this interview was talking about he's looking for the next Ethereum, and he was looking at Telegram's infrastructure for that, and he also likes Solana and he also likes this thing called Avalanche for like that level of. He also was talking about the thing that Sam Altman is investing in, WorldCoin, where it's got the orb. There's a physical orb that's being produced where if you go to an orb and pop your eyeballs in there, it'll be like, hey, how you doing, set of eyeballs? We're going to get you a wallet for this eyeballs, and we're going to give you some money in it, because thanks for using our system. We're WorldCoin. WorldCoin! WorldCoin! I avenged you, I think. Thanks. But anyway, in any event, there's he was talking about it on this podcast. Dude, did we hold them to an absolute unshreddable victory in the first freaking thing?
It's a lot like fishing, like deep sea fishing, when you're looking for that perfect marlin. Get to the bottom of it.
Dude, let's we should celebrate with
Nice, dude. Kill
we'll be back in a second. Enjoy the miracles.
Hunt today. Come up on this old lake way back in the woods, and I saw an eagle all the way across it. See the lake, and I said, Lord, I sure would like to get close to that eagle, because sometimes I feel like you don't always hear me, but if you hear me today, let me get close. I had a bald eagle land on my shoulder, out here hunting. I don't think you can get no closer than that right there, at all.
Oh, hamburger gods. The brakes, the handbrakes. Well then, here we are on Tatooine in the day. Boy, this place looks crummier in the day.
How have I gotten shot so many times already? Who shot me? Goodness. Alright.
I threw a very powerful grenade around the corner and then introduced them to my little friend.
Perfect.
499 level on this officer here. That's some craziness. Sending good vibrations to the Daniel and the Devin out there in these streets.
Yeah.
We gotta get. I think I will just do it, and I think I will invite others to do it, and I think I will try to engage others to try to figure out what the best time to do this thing is. But having the JPA rally is in my future.
Yeah.
I will JPA rally. I think it could be fun to JPA rally on concert. I think it would. I think it has extra value in the aggregate. I don't know. Do you think it would get boring watching video together? Like Mystery Science Theater 3000 style? Probably not, right?
I don't think so. I mean, you just mostly listen to it.
You'd have someone to talk to about like when it's happening. That's actually kind of huge.
Yeah, it'd be probably not pausing it too often.
Yeah. Yeah, don't pause it too often. Let it roll. Take it in. You got the transcript there. You got the AI on standby. Take the quizzes. Rock it out. Lock it out. It's very interesting. It's very interesting from a live perspective. Do you think you could do something with it live? You wonder. Such a behind a paywall content. You can't show it, obviously. But can you show reaction to it? Is that helpful? Is that useful?
I don't know.
Not meant to be a live thing. In its soul. Live study group. Yes, no. Does that inspire other people to study along with you? It might.
Yeah, it might.
Gonna right to left these nerd jackets. We got it. We got a great. We got it. There's a Lando Calrissian way back here in the corner. He's back there somewhere.
Signal from command. We have an elite operative on site.
He's back here. There we go. He had some kind of crazy good smoke bomb. I've never seen that before. That's like... Did you think they changed the programming on that? I'm with you in 2, 1, we're in.
Ran up on from behind again.
That's alright, we cleaned him out. Gonna push here. Push, 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 push. This right to left arc is coming in. Nice. I'm with you in 7. Dude, there's a bunch of them in there. 3, 2, 1, I'm with you now. Boom. No kidding, you were like dancing there. That was awesome. There's a heavily wounded Wookiee over here. A little Ewok nerd jacket as well. I'm just gonna go find the human players and take them out. Alright. The squad from behind us too, so that was good. Nice. I think I left you alone out there, sorry.
Really low on health.
Sucks.
Guy back here standing.
Alright. Okay, we're capping on B. It's contested, but we're capping. There's one nerd jacket down. Now we're capping. Alright, we got him. We got him. We got distant nerds down here. I'm downranging them. Go ahead and show your face. Go ahead and show your filthy face.
Is that a Wookiee? Watch out.
Got some people coming from behind us.
God dang, there's a lot of them. But we're back on B. I'm with you in 7. Nice. Did you make it out alive?
Yeah. Barely.
Crazy. There's a Wookiee over here you pissed off. He's dead.
Oh, that grenade got me. I was like right on top of it.
Still though, you held it down, man. You held it down. That was awesome. Oh, that guy. Oh, that Wookiee just got shot into another dimension. He got knocked over that house, but he survived. I had 6,000 battle points for that encounter. Dude, you're facing down a whole. That's like a mob you're facing down, dude.
Goodness. Oh my gosh, they came in from close.
What the heck is happening? I can't even believe what's going on. That was insanity. All right, this guy's on A. Madman Mars is on A. He's capping too. We're in. We're capping. You're over on B. A's gonna make it fall. A's gonna fall here. Yeah, keep him busy, baby. That's awesome. It's a great strategy. they're actually engaged over there. That's crazy. A's captured. We're moving on.
Nice.
That was nice. That was like a stratagem. Like an Ewok's out here in the alley.
Spread that.
Ewok, you're going down. God, you just got butchered by a Sith Lord.
Tactical data updated. New attack points marked. Secure them.
Man, oh man, Shevitz. 420. I'm with you in 5. You're not going to be here in 5, though.
Okay, Yoda's stunning incoming.
He's concussed. He's concussed. He knew he was concussed. That's why he went all crazy. He's totally eligible for death when he's concussed. I'm coming in with Mad Mars 7. Mad Mars.
The other guy was
got
on
it.
Yoda. God damn.
We got a concussed
Nice,
Luke
you
Skywalker
threw
there.
Your grenade down. That was good.
Yeah. Got a little. It's good. I always like drop him straight on the floor in front of me when that's happening. I know he's gonna get me, but it's gonna cost him. You gotta think twice next time. What are we going after? B? Looks like B's under attack. Whoa, we got animals coming in on the southern flank here. Animals. Bam! Devin Krishnardi. Anyway, I could see some JPA rallies being quite advantageous. At least getting in a rhythm of that would be pretty steady, Freddy. What am I trying to say? I think that you're climbing mountains when you climb each one of those 6-hour classes. I mean, those people are not fucking around. They're like, here's my life's work. It's a really big deal.
Download.
Yeah, you go. Here you go. Like, it's intense. It's intense. No one's messing around. No one's taking it easy on you. It's not meant to be that.
They're a whole cup full.
Yeah. I think to get value out of it, you'd almost need the squad-based warfare.
Yeah, I think it would sink into the collective.
You'd have a chance to parry around the ideas and think it through. We got a rampaging Han Solo here. You try to rampage Han Solo? Is that what you can try to do? You can try to rampage? Oh look, Rampager. Oh, he's so violent, this hero. He's got a great blaster. I'm with you in 5, 4, 3, 2. Here we go. Boom, boom, boom. All right.
Oh, I missed my control cue. Hit double square instead of double circle.
Oh no! Someone came up from behind us. Darth Maul is on B still.
Yeah.
Cool.
Who the fuck is right
Whoa.
behind me?
B is like torture. It's like a torture fest.
That
Come on now. This is like B is like a bloodbath. Are we really gonna do this? Are we or not? Fucking Princess Leia's back over here.
You are Imperial soldiers, and I expect better than this. Escalate the
Princess Leia's gonna get butchered here. Alright. There's some nerds in here. Whoa, we got nerds behind us. There's nerds everywhere. Dude, we are so on A and B. We're so OT. Like we're OT. Oh, we got it. We got it. I'm with you in 2. Dude, that was a fight to the finish. That was crazy. What's going on inside of here? This nonsense inside here. Someone's living in here and is like a spawn point. That was what was going on there. Eradicate their pointless resistance. I couldn't have said it better myself. This is like the genocidal maniac voice in your head. On autoplay.
Yeah.
Auto genocide. Ravage the planet, destroy the species. It's always vaguely British.
Colonization, bro.
Colonization, bro. Alright. Oh, as long as no one comes to my far right flank, this is a pretty good move. I'm right to left in these guys. We're just warping them in. Warping them into the crosshairs. Am I right? You can pull when you find a target, you pull behind cover. So you don't make yourself a target for anyone other than the person you're shooting at. And then you just hide behind that hard thing until they go away.
Thanks for saving me.
No problem.
I accidentally fucked up my reload. Sitting duck.
Sitting duck, a sitting duck, a duck that's sitting freely. A sitting duck, a clucking duck, a duck that dives so deeply. It's a subconscious duck. It's doing lines. It's staring into the abyss. It's read too much Nietzsche. It's just a duck. What the fuck is it gonna do with all of this? Something like that.
Ow.
You did just like harvested souls out here. Come on now. I'm hanging out with this Sith Lord over here. Strange bedfellows. That guy's got cooked.
This game has got me sweating because of the motion.
Yeah. We can go to something simpler. Take a break.
It's been long days. I think I'm not feeling sick, but I've been borderline.
Right on. Get some recharging.
Chill for a little bit.
Right on. Princess Leia Organa out here.
Oh, fuck.
You make sense to me. Yeah. Especially with the weather changing and everything, it's good to boost the immune system, dial it in, make the white blood platelets go crazy. It's super smart. Vitamin C, liposomal, etc., etc. God dang it, Luke, you evil junk monkey.
Ow.
Just fighting for my life here. I've literally killed 3 people in a row with my bare hands. It's actually a fairly effective technique at close quarters.
Yeah.
There's an Ewok in here somewhere. He's got the Ewok witchcraft kicking in. I'm with you in 7. You just got to be on the target. Holy schmulligans. We gotta clear off the target, and then we start capping. Dude, we have 0 on A. This is insanity. We're starting an OT. We're starting an OT. What curse has befallen us?
I need to find someone to shoot at right now.
There's a lot of them, and they are extraordinarily well armed.
Ah,
OT, they're OT. OT's dying. OT's dying. There it goes. No biggie. Sir, it has been an honor and a privilege. It's so cool that you watch the it's so cool that you watch the vids.
Yeah.
The awesome
good vids.
MH36070. I think there's something really amazing going on with all of this. I really do. I think it's like you know, the wedge and the dam it bodes for a very positive future. Dude, have a wonderful evening. Have a wonderful time recharging, and enjoy all other various situations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Have an excellent time. Thank you.
Yeah. Coast out.
We're gonna
for
go
a
out
bit so you can have some sleep.
Exactamo. We're gonna go out on this pretty amazing miracle vid and a bunch of extra random noise. Some music. Here it comes. Dude. God bless. Everyone have a freaking great night. Freaking great night. Woo!
Ooh, here we go.
Here we go.
Crack.
Good night, everybody. Enjoy your situations.